Hey everybody, and welcome back to our second live stream for today. And we're going to be covering the first metaverse coming to Pulsechain. This is really big, and of course, it's going to be a part of the Mafia game that's going to be on Pulsechain. Of course, playing on BNB as well. So it's going to be huge. We're waiting for the Mafia map to launch. It's going to be a 3D environment. It's going to have politics, economy, social interaction. It's going to be pretty amazing. It's going to have an economy, a central bank. It's going to have all sorts of stuff. There's going to be a huge land rush, but pretty much a gold rush to get the best land in the game. And then on that land, you need to build. So there's going to be huge industry, and of course, every city is going to have an industrialist that really gets to the top. So it's going to be really a lot of fun like that. There's going to be trading markets into in-game and on deck screener, so you're going to be able to trade into the world and out of the world. It's going to be pretty amazing. There's going to be Mafia headquarters for each of the families. We've got 17 families. We'll probably have more by the time the game launches on both chains, so it's going to be huge like that. We're hitting up to 1,000 players on both chains, and I think it's going to get way beyond that, so it's going to be a lot of fun. People are going to have to play smart to do well. Obviously, there's two components. There's the play to earn component with the big vault on Pulsechain and BNB. That's currently worth about 280 to 200, about 280,000 US dollars. And of course, that's at the bottom of the market on Pulsechain. And we get that big crypto rally, then that's going to be, potentially going to the millions. So it's pretty exciting. New economies and new money making is going to be opening up in the game itself as part of the metaverse. And I think it's going to be absolutely awesome. So we're going to get into a bit of that, have a look at the market size of metaverses, look at some popular metaverses, and of course, look at the BNB, look at the Mafia metaverse that's coming into the Mafia game, which is going to be pretty amazing. So the game keeps surprising to the upside. So let's kick it off and get into that. Now, I posted several links in the chat there. If you're new to Mafia, or you want to tell your friends and they're into gaming and crypto combined, then you can play Mafia at pulsemafia.io. It's super cheap to get in. So it's only like 2,000 Mafia. That's like 70 cents on BNB and maybe about $2 on the Pulsechain side. Very cheap indeed to do that. Now, after you've joined up with a family and made a profile, you're going to obviously need to, get some assets. So you're going to have to buy some keys and open some crates, and those crates will have in-game assets. So that's the way you do that. There's some pretty big prizes amongst that too. And of course, once you've done that, you also need to join a family. Well, you don't have to. You can play by yourself. But you can join a family, and we suggest that you join the most powerful family, which is part of the Directorate Allegiance. So the Directorate Allegiance is run by Don Archie Capone, and it's got 4 of the most powerful families in there, controlling 6 of the 10 top paid spots at the moment from the Mafia Vault. Both are 3 are families on Pulsechain and 3 families on BNB. So pretty powerful. So you're joining a pretty good crew there, and that will increase your chances of getting paid, right? So you want to be part of that. So pretty exciting. That is the link there. Now, if you also want to buy on Pulsechain, we're going to get into that. But let's go and pull in the details that we're going to look at today for Mafia Metaverse, because it's going to be pretty epic. So let's go and have a look at that. This is the Mafia game site at the moment. So it's the website. You can see it's got a number of things on it. We're just going to do a brief overview. You can basically click start, get started, hook up your wallet, like a MetaMask or something like that. So, and then Rabby wallet, and then get started. You can see that that's going to help you make a player profile. Like I say, you're going to need 2,000 Mafia to do that on either chain. You can switch between chains up the top right there. So you've got BNB and Pulsechain. And then you've got the players list at the moment. So it's going to tell you how many players there are at the moment, the number of crime families, and of course, how much is in the vault. If you want to have a look at the detail of the players, you can scroll down there, and you can also search. You can also see how much payouts they're getting in the game. So it's pretty exciting. Then we've got the families, of course, all the top families there. And as I say, the directorate there is number 1 here on the Pulsechain. You can see that 3 families, the Syndicate sitting at number 1 spot, the number 4 and number 5 spots are both part of the directorate. So it's a pretty powerful allegiance there. You've also got, obviously, crates. This is the primary market at the moment. You can purchase keys for $20 using Pulse6 Incentive or eDie. And then you can open up a key there, and that's going to bring up a really cool animation where you can win in-game assets. And all the in-game assets you can win here, from the least worthy or least worth down to the most worth, is here. So you've got cash and bullets, hearts, shop items, Mafia, tokens themselves, OG NFTs, and of course bodyguards, helper credits, cars, and keys there. So it's pretty cool. All the businesses have gone. There used to be a business category. Those have gone, but there's still 38 million Mafia remaining to be won in there as well. So good luck with you on that one. If you don't go in the primary market, you can go in the secondary market and trade. So if you win stuff in the crates, you can buy and sell that in the game. So that's kind of pretty cool. Now, it's going to expand dramatically when the map comes. When the metaverse comes, it's going to expand hugely. So it's going to be really, really big. So that is a summary there. You can buy and sell. Obviously, click on and buy. It's kind of cool. There is buy now and sort of auctions as well. So there's two types. And you can go through the items here. You can see what's sold in the past by clicking history. You can also filter for categories to see depending on which one you want to buy or sell. Pretty easy. There's the vault, of course. This is where all the money comes in to feed the Mafia families. And, of course, it's currently on Pulsechain, basically around $210,000 or 5.5 billion Pulse. So, obviously, if Pulse price 5 goes up 5x, this is going to hit $1 million. That's basically the idea there. Then the tax man there keeps paying into this vault. So the volume's going up as well. So volume times price, you know how it works. And then, of course, we've got the 3 different ways that it gets fed, right? It gets fed from the taxman on the market. And, of course, it gets people buy keys for the crates and get in-game assets. So it's feeding that as well. And then the marketplace on the secondary market also feeds it. So pretty awesome. Now, that's going to grow. That's going to grow. There's going to be so much more coming in the game. So it's a pretty awesome way to do it. Now, the buy Mafia at the moment, obviously, it's on Pulsechain and BNB. There's a 4.7% buy tax, a 16.6% sell tax. Just remember that when you're participating. But if you're not speculating and you want to buy and stake, you can take that into account and play the long game there. So that is pretty much an overview of Mafia. Let's quickly look at, that's on Pulsechain anyway. Let's quickly look at BNB as well, just while we're here, and quickly do this overview here. So we've got the players over here at the moment, 900 players, 17 crime families, 141 BNB. You can see the families at the moment. The top family is the original gangsters, part of the OG alliance. So there's 2 allegiances on here, the OGs, and of course they're sitting at number 1, plus their related families there, the Untouchables, the OG Sopranos, and the OG Escobars, all part of that alliance. And of course the recent member of that was influencer on BNB, Crypto Pride, has joined that. So there's 4 families in that. But of course the directorate still holds the top 5 spots. That's where you get paid. So we hold 3 out of 5 of those. And, of course, sitting in the syndicate, the Yakuza, and the Illuminati. So you'll be joining a really good family if you participate in that. So that's kind of a summary of that. Hey, we've got Mr. Froz in the house there. Hey, Mr. Froz, good to see you. Big shout out to you. And we've got Wookie as well. Wookie is everywhere. You are indeed. So that's kind of cool. That is a bit of a summary of that. Obviously, it's got crates. Now, the difference with the keys, if you buy keys and open crates here, is that they've still got the businesses section. So there's still 18 of those remaining. And it looks like about 12 of them was won over the last 24 hours, which is particularly unusual. But look, that's it looks like a winning streak at the moment. And there's still 50 million Mafia over here on BNB. So there we go. And, of course, the secondary market there on BNB as well has different levels of activity. But we've seen a bit of an upbeat, a pump in that recently. And the vault, of course, has 141 BNB, $76,800 now. There's ambition about pushing this up to 500 BNB, so it's going pretty cool. And we can see that we've had an uptick in activity here on people opening keys, getting those businesses, and also people in the marketplace buying and selling. So it's going pretty nicely. Also, the taxman's made a bit more money as well from the trading on the marketplace on Deck Screener. So it's kind of cool. It's pretty much got the same type of taxes, buy and sell taxes on the market. That's what feeds the vault. And there's also Wikipedia, which we're going to check out in a minute. But when we look at the metaverse, but here's the prices at the moment. Like I say, I've put the price charts here of Pulsechain. So it's Mafia on Pulsechain. This is the one we're looking at there. You can see the price chart here. I think a very good entry right now to get into this. Now, remember, you need 5% buy slippage on this for 4.7% tax that goes into the Mafia vault to feed the family's profits. But we've got big events coming up. We've got the exchange coming up, possibly as soon as the 25th is my guess here. And maybe after that, shortly after, or at the same time, we could have the map, which is the metaverse. So that's going to be absolutely massive. So that's coming up too on the old Mafia there. That's on Pulsechain. Moving to BNB. This is the other BNB chart. And, of course, really good entry here. Cheaper than it is on Pulsechain by quite a bit, maybe a third of the price almost. That means getting 2,000 Mafia to get a player set up is super, super cheap. So well worth considering to do that. Like I say, maybe 70 cents or something like that. and of course potentially big upside, right, with these big events coming in. So you're kind of getting in before the news, right? So it's kind of neat for that, and of course you get to play the game. Now you can speculate. You can buy Mafia to speculate, hold it for the game launch, or you can, you can become part of a family and stake that and help earn in-game money. So you're gonna make more money that way too. So that's kind of it on Pulse Mafia, and of course that is the BNB Mafia contract. Both of those in the chat there if you want to check that out. Now, if you're watching this after the live stream, make sure that you leave your comments, and I'll be able to help you out with that also. So get on it. Now, I wanted to really highlight today the metaverse that's coming to Pulsechain. So that's kind of an overview of the Mafia game, but I wanted to cover the metaverse, which is the Mafia map coming up. So we've got the exchange coming up. That's going to be part of the economy where money comes from the real world into the game, and that's going to be very important. But we want to look at the Mafia map, which is going to be the metaverse. We don't have a full update on this yet, but we've got little sneak peeks, and we're going to have a look at that coming up. So the Mafia map is going to be the metaverse, the first one on Pulsechain, 3D environment. It's going to have politics, society, warfare, and economics. So it's going to have all the elements. It's going to have profiles and social communication. It really is going to be full on metaverse, and the first one to Pulsechain. So it's going to be massive. Really, really exciting. Now, let's have a look at the metaverse category on CoinMarketCap. Just get an idea of how big the sector is of crypto. Well, it's currently sitting at about $13.3 billion with trading volume almost of $1 billion. And this category is doing pretty well. You can see it's up today 3% in market cap and 15% trading volume. You can see some of the really popular ones here. Some of these pure 3D metaverse environments. Others are technology related to doing that sort of stuff. You can see Render, Stacks up there, Floki, Multiverse, and of course popular ones like Axis Infinity. You can see that's currently worth 700 million, and they do pretty well, right? So Axis Infinity there has done pretty well. Let's have a quick look at the chart history for the Axis Infinity. We're going to have a look at the interface as well. So if we go all on the chart, you can see that when it launched, it's huge. So imagine you being right here at the beginning. You're here before all the big rush here, right? So I had a big rally in the price, obviously Axis Infinity, and you're right here before that rush. So that's what I'm talking about, that these charts with the metaverse coming for Mafia and the game launching, you're nice and early, right? So at the moment, we've got still quite a few stages to go until the official launch of the game. And the map is a major one, right, with the metaverse launching. So it's going to be a big deal. People are going to start pre-playing the game on that metaverse. So it's going to be pretty awesome. So that's that. I mean, it got up. It's currently $4. It got up to $145, $150. Yeah, $157 at the top there as well. So you guys are nice and early, getting in early on this. That's why it's pretty cool to pick up some of this before the news comes out, and that makes it nice and easy. Now, looking at Axis Infinity price is pretty cool. We've also got a couple others here, but before we do that, let's look at the Axis Infinity UI. This is kind of no, it's the wrong one. It's the Axis U1 here. So this is the Axis Infinity, and that's what's valued at 700 million at the moment. And of course, it's been worth billions before. So that is kind of the stuff that's get priced in. So got a marketplace and games and all sorts of stuff, and a 3D world, right? And click play and play that game and the 3D world. So that's one of them. And another one here, which is very popular, is being Decentraland with the Mana token. Many of you know that as well. Currently, that's over $500 million market cap. It's certainly looking good the last week, looking pretty good there on that. Let's have a quick look at that price chart as well. Let's go all on this. And you can see that also had a big rally into the bull market last year, right? So you can imagine what Mafia is going to do with the first metaverse on Pulsechain. Yeah, $4.65. So you guys are still here, like you guys are still in this zone here. So it could be some fun times ahead. Obviously, these are comparative prices, but you just don't know what it's going to be. But I think there's so many bullish things, the bullish market ahead. The first metaverse on Pulsechain, a full-on Mafia game environment with multiple layers and full-on complexity on a decentralized system is going to be pretty neat there. So that is decentralized, and of course you can see the decentralized has its own 3D world. And of course, it's very popular to get in. Now, it had a little trouble when it launched on Ethereum because gas prices were quite high at the time, right? Very high indeed. And so it's really struggled. But on Pulsechain, everything is pretty cheap, right? And I suspect even with higher prices, it's going to still remain a pretty competitive channel to metaverses. So I think that's going to be really successful for Mafia Metaverse on the Pulsechain. Now, let's have a quick look at the interface as well. So if we go all on the chart, you can see that also had a big rally into the bull market last year, right? So you can imagine what So that's a couple of examples. That's the kind of the size there of the market. So like I say, just in summary, you know, the metaverse market's about 13.3 million. So metaverse games, for example, like Axis Infinity, like Decentraland, which is pretty awesome. And it's about to launch pretty soon. And my guess is it could be within a week or two. And that's why I've got this somewhere between 25th of September and 30th. Now, that's my guesstimate. We will see when it actually launches, but we do feel like it's getting pretty close. So getting in nice and early where the price charts are pretty friendly there on Pulsechain, pretty friendly there on Mafia. And of course, you see what those charts did and the other ones did. So we're playing probability here. It's looking kind of cool. We're obviously not in a full-on bull market yet, but we may be entering it. So let's see how we get on there by October onwards. So the Mafia map there has also got us a few sneak peeks, and we're going to check out some of that. So in the Mafia game, there is going to be a Mafia map, and we know here on mafia.hq that's going to be quite big. So let's have a look at a little preview about some of this. So let's have a look at the kind of places that will be there. Now, this is on Mafia HQ, and I'm going to post this link in the chat if you guys want to check it out. So that's Mafia HQ on exploring the Mafia world in the metaverse. This is like a pre-teaser here, and this is made by Archie, the Don of the Directorate, so you can check that out. The Mafia HQ check's got a full-on encyclopedia for the Mafia game as an alternative to the wiki. So this is the game wiki, the official game wiki, and this is set up by Archie there to give you insights into how to play. Now, we're going to have 3 continents on the Mafia map when it comes out. We're going to have North America. North America is going to have Chicago, New York, Las Vegas, Detroit, and New Jersey. It's going to be a very highly contested environment. It's going to be really big, and we know that these are going to be huge. So let's jump down to the land tiles, and we know that it's going to be massive. So every city is going to have 1,500 titles. So it's going to be huge. So there'll be 15 cities, could be 15,000 tiles, right? So it's going to be a massive metaverse. It's going to be in 3D environment right down to the road level. Street level there, so it's going to be really cool. There's going to be user tiles, 100 of those. There's going to be infrastructure tiles between 100 and 400. There's going to be environment tiles between 100 and 400. There's going to be business tiles, 10 of those. So those are going to be highly sought after, right? And they can be owned by the user. So the user titles can be owned. There's 1,000 of those, and the business tiles are 10 of those. So they're going to be highly sought after in the metaverse. And of course, raid spots there as well. There's going to be 10 of those. Now we know that they're going to be highly sought after. People are going to have to use keys to do that, just like you open up in-game assets. So at the moment, if you're going to open up in-game assets, you have to go to the crates here and buy keys for $20, and you can use those keys to open up some of these in-game assets. Well, it's also going to be true for the land rush, right? So the land rush is going to be massive. So there's going to be a mad map land rush, a gold rush, as it were, for land, just like it was in the United States when they were going across the prairies and getting land. It's going to be like that, and of course, now, you know, what happened to that? America became the greatest society in the world, right? So there we go. We've got, so all that stuff's going to happen. And this, once you get this land, you're going to be able to build on this land, right? So that's going to be very important. And here's a little shot of one of the little 3D. There's just one little tile amongst the many thousands that's going to be in the game. And you can see the cars on it, the trees, and the environment. So it's going to be a 3D world. You're going to be able to zoom in on this. So it's going to be so good. There's also obviously going to be building industrial. So if you're thinking about like games like Civilization and things like that, you're going to be able to build. And of course, there's going to be lots of things you're going to be built on. And of course, you're going to have sheds, houses, villas, apartment blocks, etc. We'll come back to that. It's going to be absolutely massive. So anyway, there's going to be 3 continents. There's going to be all these cities in South America. It's going to have Medellin, Bogota, and Caracas. So there's going to be 3 in South America, and Italy. There's going to be Italy as well, Palermo. There's going to be Messina and Napoli. So pretty exciting. So if you've ever played the game of Risk on a board that has different continents, you're going to be able to play that here as well. So it's going to be pretty awesome. Land tiles are going to be your piece of the pie. And people, the more that land tiles you have, the luckier you are. Not all land tiles are created equal in location, but you'll be able to develop them as well. So that's going to be pretty awesome there. You can basically build your empire by getting more tiles, building more businesses, and accumulating wealth that way, which is going to be a huge part of the game. It's going to have a massive asset in game. It's going to have a big economy in the game. So it's going to be really fun for people to interact with. So pretty cool. Now, obviously, there's a few things here. Location. True of any property kind of environment. You're going to have that location is going to be so important. So it's going to be important. You get connectors is going to be important. Having your property connected correctly between all your resources is going to be really important. Strategic placement of your properties is key. You're going to be able to expand your traveling, expand your reach to travel, which is going to be really important to get to your resources and whatever you're doing in the city. So conducting smuggling or doing hit jobs or whatever, managing properties is going to be important for that. And different modes of transport as well, right? You're going to be affected by different modes of transport in the environment: trains, cars, motorcycles, aircrafts, jets, and things like that. But of course, the ultimate is rising to become the city developer, right? That's going to be really important. And it's like, what is there, 15 cities, I think we counted, somewhere in that ballpark. So it's going to be really important to do that. What's that, 3, 6, 6 and 5? So 11. So 11 cities, my bad, not 15, 11. And so, yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome like that. And, yeah, city developer. So in one city, there's going to be a top developer, whoever sort of gets to the top, maybe a bit like of a Donald Trump of New York sort of thing. In each city, one player can claim the prestigious role of city developer, and you're going to get even more benefits from doing that. So defensive powers, and, of course, your rise to power will be, much greatly enhanced. It's going to be pretty cool. Now, obviously, for the dons and heads of families, strategic considerations are going to be really important. They will be subject to what the properties that get opened up with their family members, with the keys that they use to open up properties. So that's going to be pretty important. And we know that because if we go back to the land titles, we can see that they're going to be randomly number generated, right? So you will be able to buy them on a secondary market if people sell them. So you can have property being bought and sold. That's going to be pretty popular. And I think if we look at the market on Pulsechain, we can see how popular that has been. So we'll just jump back to Pulsechain here and have a look at the market. Just on in-game assets at the moment, we've had $250,000 spent trading in-game assets at the moment. So you know that Mafia is going to be a serious metaverse when it opens up its 3D environment. This is just pre-game trading for in-game assets. 6,687 transactions so far. We're raising 300 million in Pulse for fees. So it's pretty awesome, and that goes into the vault, of course. So how much money is going to go into the vault and other parts of the economy with the in-game stuff? So pretty awesome. That's a quick summary there. You can find a lot more details, of course, in the Mafia HQ. You can also find more in the Wikipedia, the official one. But looking at the buildings, people are going to you get land by opening crates with keys for land, but you need to build on it, right? And the more you build, just like Monopoly, you build up. You have 1 house, 2 house, 3 house, 4 house, then you upgrade to a hotel. It's kind of like that. And the more you get, the better. You have sheds, houses, villas. You're going to have a certain amount of housing to support your family, right? So that's going to be pretty important. And of course, the bigger the building that you build, the bigger your defense will be as well. So it's going to be important for that. Now, it is going to require Mafia money. So holding Mafia and buying Mafia right now is a very good idea, right? Because it's actually relatively cheap, and we've got the big news coming up. So can't say that enough. The opportunity is golden right now. If you're playing the game or if you're just speculating, it's going to be very important, particularly for the metaverse and the Mafia game. So you've got apartment blocks, mansions, office buildings, large hotels, and of course, family HQ is going to be pretty important for the dons as well. So you can use in-game money, upgrade costs. You can upgrade with money, so you're going to need in-game money for that. You can buy some of that money potentially on the marketplace, because we know that when the exchange comes up, which is going to be launching probably just before the map, we're going to have bullets and hearts trading. So you'll be able to maybe get some money by selling some of those if you want to. And of course, you're going to have to upgrade. Mafia requirement's going to be 500,000, so you're going to need Mafia there. Yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. It's going to have massive defensive abilities as well. So cool. Each building stage requires a certain amount of staked Mafia token to operate. That's going to be important to have, right? So you do need Mafia for that, for upgrading. To upgrade your tile, you spend in-game currency, though. So you just need to upgrade. You need a lot of in-game currency. So that economy is going to be massive. It's going to be pretty awesome. Now, you can lose your tiles and buildings when you are killed. Your tile gets reset to default. So just remember that. This is a game, Mafia game. People do get killed or whacked in the game, as we say. Whacked in the game. Pretty cool. So how does my buildings work together with other assets? Having ownership of tiles in combination, this connectedness we're talking about with each other and in close proximity to your family HQ. The closer to your family HQ, run by your Don, it will greatly improve your defense powers, and you're going to need defense, right? You're going to get a drive-by or something, who knows. There are multiple booster features that adds defense to your tile with connectors and HQ size. And you can see a little bit of glimpse of the metaverse that coming. Once again, this is going to be zoomable down to the street level. It's going to be pretty exciting. And it's going to be all those different type of buildings in the game that people are going to build. So imagine this is a blank landscape, and then people are going to be going in and get those keys, opening up, hopefully winning a really good spot location like this one here. That's a really good location there. And of course, then they will build their buildings and just get bigger and bigger. And as they do that, they're going to make themselves richer and of course flourish in the game. And this is going to be so much fun. It really is going to be a gold rush for or a land rush, as it were. FOMO is going to be pretty real there. And we've already had early signs, like I say, in that market activity on Pulsechain. It's going to be pretty epic. Now, there's going to be city zones, of course. City zones are going to be common, middle class, upper class, and elite. So when you open up one of those land tiles, it's going to be luck of the draw, really, with those. But you can see the defense booster is going to be pretty serious there between middle class, upper class, and elite. It's going to be different design variants, which is going to be really cool. So it's going to be a wide range of different designs. Each building stage has 3 different variants based on what your zone tile is positioned. You'll get a different variant design. So it's going to be quite a lot of creativity and visual wow, as we say in the game. This is effort to create a diverse and natural looking city, which I think is pretty neat. So acquiring a title in the elite zone is based on land claim RNG. You cannot simply select the position and purchase it. But if you are lucky enough to receive the elite tile zone, you can choose to list it on the market for sale. So there'll be a lot of buying and selling of property, just like we see in the real world, right? So we know how big an industry that is in the real world. And of course, the metaverse should be booming for that. Now, HQ size, obviously, it's going to be important for the Dons. So Dons are going to be considering that. So if you're a Don, that's something you should know about. Connectors, of course, you want to have tiles that connect to each other. So it's going to be pretty important. And so you can see another picture of that location. That's a very good location, right? Right there. It's next to greenery. It's got good intersections here, and it can be connected. There's going to be raid spots as well in the game. Team up with your family members to raid protocol owned spots. So it's going to be a great launch pack for attacks there. And of course, city developer. Everyone wants to become in the metaverse the city developer if they're really into building. Become the most influential developer in the city. There's 11 cities. Enjoy extra defense powers for your efforts. So it's going to be pretty awesome from that point of view. And we talked about that as well. Specifications, we're going to get more information on worth values there. And here's a real kicker, right? So there are constraints in the game. If you can't house all your family members, if you're a Don of a family, then you're going to get suspended in the vault. So the vault payouts that we've got over here, all the families earning these juicy payouts here. So everyone in the green has got a guaranteed payout there. And if you're an orange, you've got a conditional payout for the families. Well, that pulse, they may not get that pulse if they haven't good enough, if they've got too many families. Like the directorate here's got 89, the gearhead's got 88, the Salamanca's got 14. If they don't have enough housing for those, then they will get their vault suspended and they won't get paid, right? The vault will suspend its payout. Watch out, other families might take advantage of this. So it makes it a weakness as well. People trying to take out some of your family houses, for example, and suspend your payout by attacking certain critical users. So that could be a really, really big deal, right? Because they lose that if they get killed, right? So that could be a play there. And of course, ultimately, every city has to have an economy. And of course, there's going to be inflation as well. So all visitors of city need a place to stay. Owners of hotels and offices will earn a fixed amount of cash per 24 hours. So this is the way people are going to be able to earn money and build up in the metaverse. It's going to be pretty exciting. A lot of people with savvy. Now, remember, we're going to have the exchange. The exchange is launching before this, right? So we've got the exchange. It's going to come up. So we see that phase number 6 is the exchange. Mafia is number 7. We think these are coming pretty close together. And of course, that means that people will be able to, bring money into the game, exchange money, all that sort of stuff. And we're expecting, of course, with the exchange, bullets and hearts to be tradable in Deck Screener. So we've got that real world comparison exchanging for the in-game assets, right, of hearts and bullets. So it's going to be fun to see that. And of course, in-game currency is the money of the metaverse. So that's going to be huge. So the more that you can earn, the bigger your business is. The more you earn, the more powerful you become, just like in real life. You get your own name on the building, as it were. So that's phase 6 and 7 and the pre-phases before the launch. Launch is phase number 12. And then, of course, after that, we're going to have pre-ranking communication and kill simulators. as well. So that's pretty cool on that one. That is all the cities and the continents. So we're going to have cities and continents. We're going to have all those tiles, thousands of tiles, what's it, 11,000 tiles, plus all the specialty tiles of hundreds of business zones. So it's really going to be a big deal there. And, of course, HQ offices as well. And, of course, if you want to join a family, we suggest you strongly consider joining our family, or our Allegiance, the directorate with 4 families in it. And, of course, you can find that link. It is pinned to the top of the chat there if you want to join the directorate. That is the link there to Telegram. I highly encourage you to join. And if you haven't joined, tell your friends to join if they like gaming. Because this metaverse is going to be absolutely awesome on Pulsechain and dominate the GameFi space. So it's going to be really epic. So that is kind of a summary of that. Now, we've obviously got sneak peeks here of some of those assets, as I said to you. It will be a 3D world, so you will be able to zoom in to street level. That's going to be really, really neat to see. But if we jump back to go back to these land tiles, you can kind of see just a little clue of some of the really good renders that's going to be in here. So Jacob, the developer of this game, has got a professional 3D artist, and you can see the quality of that in this game. It looks really, really good. So excited about where this is heading. And the buildings, of course, will be really great too. You can see the quality of these buildings as well. Look at that, really, really neat design in here. And I think people are going to have a lot of fun with that. But overlaid on this game is the economy, right? The economy is going to be really big. So you've got to build your assets, build the connection between those assets. You've got to build your families. You've got to get that money earning. And then, of course, you can use that to go in and out of the game through Deck Screener and through exchanges. So it's going to be pretty exciting. A lot of people are going to be chasing that. And, of course, so you've got 2 things going. You've got to play to earn with the Mafia Vault. So if you are in the top families like the Syndicate, like the Accused and Hustlers in the Directorate Allegiance, and, of course, that you can join up to that today, then you are going to do very well indeed on the play to earn. But if you also want to do really well in the metaverse, you can build up a whole society in the metaverse by getting land and developing that land, earning income off that land, and, of course, getting connected with other people and becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. So we know also that there's going to be quite a bit of communication in the game. So they're going to be developing that too. And I think we've got that on the list here. Yeah, so communication, step number 9. So direct mail communication to users, adding other user acquaintances, in-game chats and lots of stuff, family page wall. There's going to be lots of different ways of communicating. It's going to make it really, really connected there. And I think people are going to really enjoy that. So cool. Yeah, we're heading towards 1,000 players on both chains. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see that. So, and once this game launches, it's just going to boom, right? It's going to be the place on GameFi on the chain. So I think that's a kind of a pretty cool summary. Now, in terms of animating that, in terms of realizing that, we've got a quick video on this. So enjoy. Hope you enjoy it. And we'll come back as at the end there and do a few final comments. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that video. That's by Archie, the Don of Dons of the Directorate. which you can become part of, right? So definitely consider joining us. We've got everything. We've got really, really good onboarding there with Max Payne. He'll be the one that you meet, him and his team, when you onboard on Telegram. So that'd be pretty cool. And that's the link there, right? Join the Directorate Allegiance of Families. Now, this game's on Pulsechain and BNB, so you get a bit of potentially earning both Pulse and BNB. And of course, we're expecting rally in these prices, right? So getting that volume is going to be really, really awesome. And of course, the higher you rank up as a player, the more assets you get in the game, the richer you become in the metaverse. It really just is that simple. And of course, having good and being in the right family just gives you that real strong platform to do that. So really, really cool for that. Now, we're going to get into a few other things there. So I posted everything that you can do, the Mafia page. So that's it there. If you want to play Mafia, get in there. Only 2,000 Mafia, so it's next to nothing, right? It's really, really cheap. In fact, I'll quickly have a look to see how much that is worth. It's not a lot at all to join up. So 2,000 Mafia at the moment on Pulsechain is $1.63 US. So there we go. And if you're going to join up on BNB, to get a player, you set up a player. It's only 2,000 Mafia there, and I think that's really cheap over there. 55 cents to play Mafia at the moment. But if the price goes up, then you're going to have to pay more, right? So that's what I'm saying. You're getting in early, and I'm covering it early. So get in there, folks, and you can consider. And I'll put the charts there in the chat that you can always verify the charts, of course, with the official website there, Pulse Mafia. And of course, after you join, get a player. If you want to get into a family, definitely consider the Directorate. We are the most powerful, and we intend on staying that way. So you can join the Allegiance there with the Telegram, and you'll meet Max Payne and his team on board you. So kind of cool. We're getting ready for the game, so it's all pre-launch. Kind of cool. We got Red Squirrel in the house. Hey, Red Squirrel, good to see you. Morning to you. We got Volatile in there as well with a question there. We're not really covering Dragon X, Titan X at the moment on this show. But if you want to get into Strategy Club, the link's in the description there, Volatile, and I can talk about that then. All right, so do that. All right, so kind of cool. Let's play out some stuff here. So we've got the Mafia getting nice and early. We've got the big news coming up. So you're getting in early, low price, big news coming with the exchange and the Mafia Metaverse, the first Metaverse on Pulsechain. It's going to be absolutely amazing. 3D animation, zooming in, building up your assets. I can't think of any more. The Dons are going to have a big task, right? They've got to set up a big empire, work with their family. It's going to be pretty cool. And of course, it's going to be communication, everything else in the game. There's going to be an economy in the game, central banker in the game, central market player. You're going to be able to sell your assets to the market. Centralized ownership really is. It's going to be like the Matrix, It's going to have like an architect and all sorts of stuff. It's going to be pretty neat there. What else are we going to say about it? I think that's kind of it. We posted quite a few of the links in the chat, so you can definitely check out that. We've also posted that extra resource there, the Mafia HQ from Archie Aldon. And so that will give you a lot of insights how to play the game. So kind of cool. I think that's pretty much it. Now, obviously, it's going to be a Mafia game. People are going to get whacked. That's it. So you do have in-game assets, and you do have safe assets. If you've got in-game assets and you get, unfortunately, get whacked, then you're going to lose your assets. So just remember that there is some risk to that. So if you've got a lot of bodyguards, going to help. If you've got a big family, strong fans, going to help. But nevertheless, there is risk in the game from that point of view, which is why I'm going to play out this last video on the way out. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick sort of teaser and education around the map that's coming. It really, truly will be a mad land rush. You can already see that the market is already doing $250,000. That's just a pre-game phase. Imagine what's going to happen when the Metaverse, the first one, opens up the pod chain. I'm very excited about it. And everyone that loves gaming and crypto together, I think it's going to be a perfect place for you. And of course, you can tell everybody about it. All right, let's have a look at what might actually happen in the game. Take care, everybody, and I'll catch you guys a bit later. Bye for now, as we say. Bye for now. That's all I'm going to say.